Hello, and welcome back to the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast. So nobody tells you this, but the makeup routine that worked in your 20s is probably sabotaging you now. That is what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm really intrigued because I feel
Yeah.
like I nailed, like in my 20s, I practiced my
Mhm.
makeup and I found what works for me, and I felt like I'd nailed my go-to routine. And I do find that it's not exactly the same now. I have to do things slightly differently. So I'm really intrigued to find out everything I'm doing wrong. I want to talk about winged eyeliner for sure because I feel like I always did such a good wing, and then now I'm like my eyes slowly. And I'm like, how? Like, I do a wing, but I don't know if I'm doing it the best way. So let's find out.
Yeah,
Let's find out
let's
today.
find out.
But how has your week been?
Busy, very busy. So it's Easter weekend. I was like, I'm
Mhm.
just going to relax. I'm just because work has been crazy. I've been like
Mhm.
feeling a lot of tension here in my jaw, like from like
Oh,
clenching my teeth.
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, yeah, I need some relaxing time. And I really did it. Like basically I was in my house most of the time. I didn't really do much.
Mhm.
I was working on my secret project. And
Yes.
yesterday I launched part one of that project, kind of like a teaser.
Nice.
So if everybody's interested, I am now in Substack. So I will just leave my Substack in the description. So you can just go and subscribe. It's free.
Mhm.
Subscribing is for free. And then you will get a weekly newsletter from me with an essay about, timelines and how, I didn't get the memo that timelines were
Mhm.
optional and
Yeah.
how I am working on not getting too stressed about those
Yeah.
timelines that
Mhm.
society puts on us. Then yesterday as well. So yesterday they two posts. One of
Mhm.
them is almost on like 50,000 views, the reel that I
Amazing.
created.
Yeah.
And this is so funny because I did it out of like, oh my God, I'm just drying my hair.
Mhm.
I am
Oh,
so bored.
yes. I
Like,
feel like in the chaos of obviously I'm in half term at the moment.
yeah,
The chaos of half term, I did see a little comment and I was going to comment on it and then I got dragged away. But I was going to comment to say I put an headphone in one ear.
yeah,
So when I'm drying my hair, I put a headphone in one ear and I dry one half and I listen to
yeah,
something, and then I swap and I put a headphone in the other ear and I dry this
yeah.
side. That's the only
Yeah,
way I survive because it's so boring.
it is so boring. And, like I don't have that much hair, but I think my hair has high porosity. So it
Mhm.
absorbs water a lot and it takes
Yeah.
forever to dry. You really try to dry because, you've been told that you shouldn't be with
Mhm.
your hair wet anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but a lot of people were leaving really interesting comments. The headphones was one of those. And another one is
Oh
like, I
yeah.
just put like a TV show with subtitles and I just like watch it and read the
Oh yeah.
subtitles.
I
Or I'm reading
That's
a
something
book
I've
or
learned
something
now.
like that. So I was like,
When I watch things that are not appropriate for Mila, like if
uh,
me and Mila are both in the house and she's playing and she's like
yeah,
happy doing something, I put on my shows and I mute them and I put the subtitles
with
on and I read
subtitles.
the shows because some of them are not things I want to hear, like her to hear
Yeah.
happening.
So there you go. I think that's
Yeah.
something I'm gonna try. And then
Mhm.
I am about to finish, I think the best book series I've read in a long time. If you haven't read it,
Okay,
which I
what
think
is
you
it?
haven't, because I don't think I've saw it in your Goodreads, you have
Hmm.
to.
Okay.
I I saw it on like this book talk on TikTok, and
Yeah.
everybody was raving about it. So then I went like, okay, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna get it. It's called the
Hmm.
Mindfuck series.
Oh.
Okay. And
Yeah.
it's a crime series, but with
Mm-hmm.
some erotic in it.
Oh.
So it's about this female serial killer that falls in love with the FBI agent that is doing her case. So it's all about the
Oh.
relationship and then it has some
Hmm.
type of like erotic parts of it, but it's not like too much of it. It's like most of it is the
Yeah, yeah.
crime part. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm so hooked and I'm about to finish
Okay.
it. It's kind of like the perfect blend of it's so good. So you have to read
So,
it.
so have you nearly finished the whole series or the first book of the series? The
The
whole
whole
series?
series. Yeah, it's five
Okay.
books. It's
Wow,
five
you've powered through
books.
this.
Like if you get it in paperback, it's like a super
Mhm.
thick book. they're all together in it. But in Kindle, they are
Okay.
separated. So the first
Right.
2 books are not very long. They're like, when I start
Okay.
reading, it's just like an hour and a half until you finish the book. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the other ones that get a little bit longer. But
Okay.
it's so good. It's so good. It gets you
Okay.
hooked. And I know why it has such raving reviews. At first, I thought it was like, oh, it's because it's going to be very naughty,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
That's
very
why people
sexy.
like it.
But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's so good. Like the crying part of it is so good.
It sounds so much better when you say very sexy compared to me because of your accent.
So sexy. Yeah.
You just pull it off so much better. I'm going to go on Goodreads after this and I will put it on my want to read list so that I don't forget about it and then I will
Yeah.
look out for it.
Yeah. You
But
have to.
yes,
So
Substack as well. I need to go and read this because so I downloaded stuff like I signed up for Substack years ago. I think might have wrote something else on it at some point, but I don't use it anymore. But I have Substack, so I'm gonna go and read your thing after this.
Yeah, please do and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah, I
So
will.
you get notified every time.
Yes.
By the way, guys, if you subscribe, then you need to go to your junk folder and click it as non-junk
okay.
mail. Okay. Unless you do it in the app and you read it in the app, then obviously it's just going to be there. So it's fine. But yes,
I will
please.
download the app for you and I will subscribe.
Thank you. And what have you been up to?
So it's Easter half term for me. So what have I? Oh my God, it's just a blur. Like what haven't I been up to? Been to the library this morning to do spring crafts.
Oh, nice.
I also did my own colouring sheet because why
Nice.
not? You know, I
Yeah.
like to get involved.
Do you decorate eggs in your house?
We didn't decorate any eggs. We used to, when I was younger, we used to boil eggs and decorate boiled eggs. Probably do it with Mila when she's a bit older. We did, so the Easter bunny, my father, the Easter hunt that he left for Mila on Easter morning.
Nice.
She got eggs, but then she also got they have these like egg looking surprise toys. So I got one of them because, the bunny got one of them. It wasn't me. So there's like this surprise, and her new favorite color is blue. So I like pulled the tail because you can see the tail and the ears, but the rest is in an egg. So I like pulled it to check what color it was, and it was a blue one. So I knew she'd be excited when she opened it. So she got a little like bunny unicorn from the Easter bunny.
Oh, nice.
And then cookie mix and cookie cutters that are Easter themed and stuff. So we've got and some like Easter crafts, like little like mosaic sheets where they to put all the little felt pieces on it. So we've done some crafts and stuff, but we've not painted any eggs. And we haven't done a bonnet because I didn't really do.
A what?
I feel like at school, did you ever do Easter bonnets? Hats?
No,
Like straw.
because my school was a religious school, remember? So it was all about Jesus and everything like that. We were not doing crafts.
Yeah, like my school didn't have much of the Jesus part. I mean, I'm sure it did. I'm sure they talked about that as well, but it was mainly just like it's just sad, really, that they don't actually focus on what's actually the whole point of Easter.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did used to do Easter bonnets, so you used to get all, do you know, the little chicks that are in the packs?
I have
Have
no
you
idea
ever
what
seen
an
like the
Easter
little
bonnet
chicks?
is. So tell me what it is.
So an Easter bonnet's like a straw hat, like a colourful straw hat.
Okay.
And you used to, when I was at school, there used to be Easter bonnet decorating competitions. So you would put like feathers and little chicks and eggs on the hat.
Okay.
And then you'd all parade around in your hats, your Easter bonnets. But they don't do that anymore at schools. Or at least they don't at her school. So we haven't done a bonnet or anything. But yeah, Easter was really nice. But then Millie was sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I told you, didn't I? So yeah. So that was on Friday. So we had a couple of days of just like, me just like trying to control her temperature, which was insane because she was like ill and had a temperature, but then she was also just like wild and like she was jumping around, literally jumping around dancing. And I was like, you're going to be sick again. Please sit down. Just sit down.
Projectile everywhere.
It's like I didn't affect her, which is great. Like she was still happy, but yeah. So I had that, but then other than that, we've done lots of nice activities. So It's been really nice to have some time together.
Good.
But yeah, I think we're going to the seaside tomorrow because
Oh,
my mum and dad have took an impromptu trip to the seaside, and they said, "Do you want to come join us in the morning?" So I think we're going to drive there.
nice, nice.
So
So
hopefully it's
are
not
you off?
freezing.
When are you off until the end of
So
the week?
I've taken annual leave until mid next week. She's off for
Oh.
2 full weeks, but my
Mm-hmm.
husband's having 2 days off next week because I have to teach because 'cause I'm back like, the uni's back from holiday
Mm-hmm.
next week.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but I'm off until then, which is nice. I'm very
Oh,
grateful to get a
nice.
lot of the holidays with her because I know it's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, we met this Sunday at Ollie's cousin's house because it was his little cousin's 18th birthday.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we were celebrating, and we were just talking about like, oh, how's uni to Claudia, the other cousin, and then I was like, oh, I miss those days, I miss like just being a student, not
Mhm.
caring about
Yeah.
responsibilities or anything
Yeah.
else, and
Mhm.
having classes like twice a week
Yeah.
only or something like that, and living
Yeah.
my best life.
Yeah. I often think about this, like, I remember just, like, when I didn't used to worry about anything.
Mm.
Like, I saw some, like, teenagers today, and I thought, "Oh, they're just going about their day, just, like, living in the moment and not worrying about later or tomorrow because 'cause they've
Yeah.
not really got, like, responsibilities to think about." I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, you just don't appreciate that when you've got it, do you?"
No, no, you don't. Now it's like work, trying to sell things on Vinted to make extra money.
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, we're adulting at a difficult time.
We are.
I was trying to buy a dessert in the shop the other day, and there was, like, a tiny pot of ice cream, like Ben& Jerry's sort of size, but I
Mhm.
swear they're smaller as well, like, it looked like a
Yeah. Yeah.
single yogurt pot size, right? £7. £7 for a small, like, yogurt pot size
That's
of ice cream. I said to me, "No, sorry." She asked for it. I said, "No,
yeah,
sorry, I'm
that's
not
just
paying
crazy.
£7."
It's crazy. It's so bad.
If I just bought us both a pot of ice cream, that's £14. That's
To be honest, like,
insane.
I am really excited for when we have the next episode with Peta
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
me too.
testing,
Mhm.
because I just feel like we're going to retire and the pension that we're gonna get is not gonna give us enough money to buy food because everything is
Yeah,
gonna be or super expensive, or we need to start doing our own
yeah,
garden.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, my husband's always wanted to be self-sufficient. He wants to, like, have our own land and grow all of our own stuff and whatever. I would love to do it. I just don't know if I had it in me to get up
I
and
know. I
do it
know. I
every
mean,
day, to be honest.
same thing. I'll
I
be
would love
probably one of
to.
those. I will
Yeah,
just plant it
yeah,
and forget about it.
yeah. That's me. That's what I
And
do
then
with
it's
all
like,
my
oh no,
plants.
the crops.
I get really excited, fill my house with plants, and then it's like there's been a massacre because 'cause they're all dead.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you remember? Do you remember back in the day there was like this farm on Facebook that everybody was obsessed with, the farm on
Oh,
Facebook,
yeah, yeah,
that you had
that
to like
game.
put crops and like pick
Yeah,
them and just do all of that?
yeah.
That wouldn't be me. I would just put them in and forget about them.
My student suggested a good app to me. I think I'd heard of it before, but I hadn't really ever looked at it, but she said, like, if you wanna concentrate on something, you can, like, put in the app that you're gonna spend so long without going on your phone, and then if you manage it, then it, like, grows. Like, you pick, like, a plant to grow,
Oh,
and then
okay.
I think you maybe can see it on your screen, and as you are not touching and going on your phone, it grows, and then you see it's like
Ah,
an achievement
nice.
that you've left your phone
Yeah.
alone for the plant to
Do you
grow.
think they've created those apps for us millennials that we were like obsessed with Tamagotchis? And it's the same
Probably,
type of
yeah.
thing,
I did
because
nearly buy Mila a Tamagotchi the other day because I saw one on sale somewhere, and I was like, "I'm gonna get her this for her birthday."
yeah,
But I don't know if it'll be too
nah,
boring for her now. Do you know,
you're
like
gonna have to
because they
take
just
care of
have
it
access to
anyway.
better stuff. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
for you, really.
It is, yeah. Might buy one for myself.
Because I saw the same type of thing with an app for drinking water and eating clean and
Oh,
things like that. It's like
yeah.
a raccoon or something like that. I keep seeing it
Yeah, yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time on TikTok. was like,
Yeah.
my raccoon
Yeah.
is dying. Quickly, drink the
Yeah.
water.
Well, do you know the app I was talking about where you grow the thing? She did say to me, if you wanna, like, have some skin in the game, basically, you can put a thing set up so that if you go on your phone and the tree dies, the app automatically donates money from your account
Oh
to
gosh.
the
Okay,
tree,
so then you are like more incentivized not to go
yeah.
on your phone because
Because if you
otherwise you're
go on your
losing
phone,
money.
then you're gonna lose, like, a couple of quid to go
Yeah.
towards the charity, and if you do go
Oh
on your
my.
phone, then the charity benefits, so that's not,
Yeah.
like, it's
To
not a bad
plant a
thing
tree.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about makeup, and I
Mhm.
am here looking not makeup, but I
I
am very,
know.
very committed to my skin journey, and I have just done
Ah,
before
yeah.
this my red light because I usually do it at 8 p.m. in my red
Mhm.
light, so obviously cannot wear any makeup.
Oh, yeah. I have remnants of what's been there all day, but, like, most of it is rubbed off from, like, I literally have, like, a child, like, hitting and rubbing my face and stuff, constantly rubbing her head against mine. So
Yeah.
that's where all mine's gone. I did think
Yeah.
about bringing my makeup down and, like, having it here so I could
And
try
just
out
do
the
a
things she was
class.
saying. Just while she was talking, I'm like,
Talking.
"Ooh." But I thought I can't handle the pressure of that, and then they're gonna see all my dirty makeup. So we've now welcomed our guest into the studio. So today we've got Helena Walker joining us. So could you just tell us, tell our listeners a little bit about you and what you do?
Okay, so I am a hair and makeup artist. I specialize in bridal, pageant, prom, you name it. I do nearly all makeups. I don't dabble in special effects or anything like that, but any type of occasion makeup and photo shoot makeup, I do all of that. I do quite a lot of pageant makeup, hence why I know you guys. And I also offer education as well.
One of the reasons why we have Helena here with us today is because we saw that she did a masterclass on mature makeup, and we were like, perfect. We need this. We know that when you hit certain age, your skin is not what it used to be. Makeup doesn't sit the same way on your skin.
Mhm.
So we wanted to have her come on and tell us a little bit about the things that she taught in the masterclass and some tips and tricks. Because Helena, let us know. Tell us why the makeup that we used to do in our 20s doesn't work for us after 30 plus.
So one of the biggest things is products have changed so much over time. So I think a lot of the time people are so used to using a certain product that used to work for them back in the day that those products have changed in ingredients, they've changed formulas. And so when people try those same products now, it just does not sit the same on the skin. So that's something you really do have to consider when it comes to picking your products. And also, like you say, your skin changes over time. The elasticity of your skin, the oils, the natural oils, any kind of women of a certain age, everything dries up. And that's not to sound disrespectful, but there's so many different things that you need to tweak and change as time goes on. You'll find a lot of the time that powders just don't sit right on you. You need to be using more cream products, things that are movable, things that are blendable. And like I said, products have moved so much over the years. And I quite often find, I mean, the last makeup masterclass I did, it was almost like I had them all at school and I had to have them all in detention for using makeup that is quite clearly 12, 13 years old. Makeup has a
Like,
sell by date. And they say, oh, I've had
wait,
this
wait, wait, wait,
palette for
wait.
years.
They were using the same makeup that they opened 12 years ago?
Yeah, because a lot of the time they only ever wear makeup when they go out. So then that one makeup palette has been sat there for God knows how many years, or they got it as a present and then they started using a bit of it, or they only use one colour of it. So that's why they've still got tons. And when they run out of that one shade, they just move on to the next shade. So yeah, so again, it's knowing your products, it's knowing the placement, it's knowing the layers. There's so many different things to consider.
this actually is very timely for me at the moment because a few days ago, me and my daughter were talking about scars because she once fell and cut under her chin. So I was saying, "Oh, your scar's gone now," and we just talk about
Yeah.
scars. And I said, "Mummy's got a scar under her eyebrow from when I fell when I was young and I cut my eye open." And I said, "Can
That's
you
so
see it?" And
strange. So
I
have
was,
I.
"Oh, really?"
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it used to be under my eyebrow because then I said to her, "Look
Smooth.
for it, there's nothing there, Mummy." And I looked in the mirror and it's down here somewhere. And I thought, wow, it used to be like right here. And like my skin has gone so far down that it's now like right actually at the corner of my eye. So so we need to talk about this, right? Our faces are changing, like even like the composition of our face changes, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, how do we need to consider that? And like, I used to be able to do such good winged eyeliner, and I still can do some form of winged eyeliner, but the way that I've had to do it has changed. So how can we like make sure we're adapting to our changing faces in that way?
The thing about makeup is it's an illusion. I mean, 9 times out of 10, we're trying to make ourselves look slimmer. We're trying to make everything look lifted. So it's just about placement, really. And almost trying to do your now you've got let's say hooded eyes now, doing your eyeliner with your eyes open instead of your eyes closed, because back in the day when you used to do it with your eyes closed, you'd have no excess skin up here. Now you've got a bit more excess skin that when you open your eyes it gets covered. So try and do that eyeliner with your eye open. And it might look a little bit strange when you close your eye and there's like a bit of a step in it, but 9 times out of 10 nobody sees that eyeball or that eyelid when you blink for that split second. They're just seeing it when your eyes are open. So concentrate on when your eyes are open. Another one is I use all the time, but just a little bit of tape, a little bit of tape up the side of your eyes. Don't stress yourself out trying to make them even, trying to make them the same length, trying to make them really sharp. Just get a little bit of tape, be really messy with it, peel the tape off, and it's perfect. But yeah, so it's
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
used to
mainly
use that.
just creating that illusion that you've got that lift.
You said like, like the skin changes and, like all of that has an effect on the way that makeup sits on your skin. And I was saying before, like I'm very committed to my skin journey and I was doing my red light therapy and I'm doing all my skincare and everything like that. And my skin is now 100% much better than it was in my 20s. However, when I put makeup on, sometimes I'm just like, why is it separating? Why is it not sitting the same way that it used to sit? What am I doing wrong?
So it could be a number of things. It could be the skincare that you're using underneath. You need to always look whether things are oil-based, silicone-based, water-based, because all of those things don't necessarily work together. So your skincare might have a certain ingredient in it, and your foundation or your concealer or any kind of cream product might have a different. So they might be oil based and something's water based. The two are not going to mix together. So that's one thing to consider. Always look at the ingredients of what your products have got in them. Next one is, like I said, just the layering. In terms of cream products, I would do all of my cream products at the same time. So I'd do my foundation, I would do my cream bronzers, my cream blushes, my concealers, and I kind of let it sit on the skin for a little bit. And it's a bit more time consuming, but it just allows it to kind of oxidize and melt into the skin, any kind of natural oils that are going to mix in with it before you then go and lock it into place and block anything being able to come through. Then you can maybe take off the excess with a clean brush. That's another thing I try and teach quite a lot. A lot of the time people will pump on the face, pump on the face and blend it all in. You've just put way too much product there. I always, even though I'm a makeup artist and I do it for hygiene reasons, but I always put everything on the back of my hand and then
Yeah,
get
me
the
too.
brush, work it into the brush, then work it onto the face. I always start at the outer side of the face. So I'm building all of the product up all the way around here. So then by the time I'm moving into the middle of my face, where all my natural oils are, I'm not bringing tons and tons of product into the middle of my face. So then, like I said, by the time you're then putting your powders over the top, you've not got a ton of product all around here. So it sounds crazy, but create yourself a bit of a beard all the way around and just a line all the way around your face and work that product in. And then when you feel like you've not got a lot left on the brush, bring it into the middle of the face. So that's another one. And then if you do feel like you want that fuller coverage, you want the product, then you want the powder, get yourself a hydrating mist. So there's a really good one at the moment, the Dalba hydrating mist. It's like a truffle kind of mist, and that's an oil-based thing. And that sounds super crazy to put, if you're a naturally oily person, to put oil then on your face. But actually, oil will stop oil from moving, if that makes sense. So to be able to spray that onto your face, it'll just bring everything back to life. Like I said, it's just a layering process and giving each product the time and taking off any excess product, because we're all guilty of it. You're in a rush, and I mean, 9 times out of 10 I get told, well, I just do it with my fingers, and it just makes me want to die at the thought of somebody doing it with their fingers. Like, try and use what those products require to be able to apply them. So there's a reason they've made foundation brushes. It's to apply your foundation. Fingers aren't good enough anymore.
And if somebody's watching this and or listening to this and they're like, okay, I've been feeling like for a while I need to just completely rethink the products I'm using and my makeup routine, or that they don't know where to start, what tips do you have for kind of evaluating what you might need or what products might be good for you at this point?
I mean, the internet is an amazing thing now. You can type in on the internet, on TikTok, on Google, on YouTube, mature makeup, and it'll come up with a ton of different people. And I think it's just finding a the person that works best for you. If you're not somebody that wants to wear makeup every day, you don't need to be watching a tutorial on a full glam makeup as if you're going out every night. Find the tutorials of the people that are just creating a look for going to work. If you just want a little bit of coverage, nothing too crazy. Another thing is considering, like I said, considering what you're wanting your makeup for, and maybe just go in and take everything with a pinch of salt. If you go into Boots or into flannels or any kind of makeup department store, that person is there to sell you things. Just do a little bit of research on the different products. I mean, you don't have to spend a fortune. I try so much to use drugstore products. One, because it's so much easier for me if I run out of something that I can nip to the nearest Boots, I can nip to the nearest Superdrug to try and get something. And at the same time, I want people to be able to feel like they can recreate the look that I've just done on them. For me, it's a lot better if people can look after their skin and create that makeup and not have to come to me all the time, because it gives them more trust in me that I'm not gatekeeping all of these products. And two, it gives them that little bit of confidence to be able to go and recreate that look. Because I think sometimes you could do somebody's makeup and they just think, well, this is just not achievable for me to look like this all the time, so I'm just not going to bother. And like I said, it's just assessing what you require that makeup for, and go out and look and search. You can find anything on the internet now. Search foundations for light coverage foundations for women over 50, women over 40, and it'll come up with tons of different options. And there's tons of people that actually review each one. I can't think what the lady's called, she's from Glow Up. She reviewed 3 different foundations. She reviewed the Primark one, she reviewed the Zara one, and she reviewed, oh, what was the other one? There was another one, and she just reviewed all 3 of them, gave them a bit of a rub. And again, you can go into these shops now and you can do a full face of makeup and not a single person will come and talk to you and ask you why you're using all the products. Stick it on the back of your hand for hygiene reasons and get yourself in there and try it on your skin and see how it's lasting. There's so many things now. Go and be cheeky and ask for samples. There's loads of different ways of doing it.
One of the things I believe that, bothers us the most when we are getting older is fine lines around the eyes, around the mouth, everywhere. How can we apply makeup without emphasizing them?
So that goes back to taking off any excess product and only using the amount of product that you really actually need. It's so easy to get the concealer wand and just swipe it under your eyes. It's way too much, way too much. Like I said, pop it on the back of your hand, get a little fluffy brush, and don't start right under here. Start down here somewhere, again, where those fine lines aren't necessarily there. Start down here with the bulk of the product and work it in. Another thing I'd say is make sure whenever you are putting powders on, you're not putting powders onto something that's already creased. I always say to people, if you're going to do setting underneath your eyes, go in with a fluffy brush that's got no product on, look up, get rid of that any kind of creasing, and then go straight in with the powder puff, with the powder under your eyes, so that you're not setting any lines in. Same again here. This is why I start all the way around the outside of the face and work in by the time I've got hardly any products. It gives you enough for coverage, but not enough to go cakey. And the other thing I'd say is just embrace it. I know it sounds awful because obviously maybe I'm not there yet. I mean, I'm getting a few smile lines, but I think at the end of the day, it's just part of getting older, and like everybody has these fine lines. Everybody says, "Oh, I'm conscious of my fine lines," but you find everybody else in your age category will have the exact same fine lines unless they're pumping their face full of Botox and polynucleotides and all this kind of stuff, which isn't achievable for the everyday woman. You're going to be in the same boat as everybody else. And you look at your face here in a mirror. 9 times out of 10, people are at least a meter away from you. It's very, very rare that somebody is looking at you this up close. And that's how close you look at yourself when you're doing your makeup. You'll often find that people don't pay that much attention to it. It might be something you're conscious about, but that's maybe like something you need to work on for yourself. And that's not in any way saying, I'm trying to word it in a way that I just think people just need to start accepting that that is just aging and it's not actually a bad
Yeah.
thing to have fine
Yeah,
lines.
like it's okay not to have
Yeah.
Botox. It just
But
looks
the best thing
as long as we
is
did
to
in the
just,
past. Yeah.
yeah, not put excess product in there and just work with what you've got. Like, I think smile lines are really, really cute. I think it just shows expression. It shows that you've got a smile. It shows that you've spent a whole lifetime laughing. Like, embrace it. Literally embrace it.
I agree. I
Maybe
love
frown
character
lines
in a
though.
face.
Nobody wants a
Well,
frown.
I used to have like a full bars of my I call it my Wi-Fi. This is what I
Mhm.
say, like my Wi-Fi, like with because it looks like the Wi-Fi, right? With all of my full lines. And since I started doing the red light, is I have less Wi-Fi now.
You're like me
Another
in the
thing I would say,
village.
which is so underrated, and I can't scream it enough from the rooftops, is just drink plenty of
Oh
water.
yeah.
Like, it's so underrated, but it's actually really difficult to drink two. It's actually really difficult to drink over 2 liters of water a day. When you actually think about it, who's got time to sit and drink 2 liters of water? But it makes such a difference. And again, especially as you get older and things start drying up, your skin will thank you so much for
Mm.
water. I mean, I go to so many wedding mornings and it pains me, literally pains me that by 8 o'clock in the morning, the bridesmaids or people are on their third Red Bull or Monster Energy. And I just think your skin is screaming for some water. When was the last time you
Yeah.
actually just drank a glass of water? Not Prosecco, not Red Bull, not Monster Energy. Like, treat your body to just some water.
This is me. You would be screaming at me. That's me with the third Red Bull of the day and no water, I've got to say. So that's one thing I'm going to take from this. I'm going to drink water tomorrow. Even if it's just for the
Yeah.
day, I will do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I agree. I think like lines give character. Like, I have loads of lines on my face, but I
Yeah.
like having character to my face. So let's champion the lines.
The only way to minimize them is to just not put as much product on them. But let's face it, lines don't need product. It's only necessarily dark circles. It's only necessarily like different pigments in your skin that need coverage. So don't pile all your makeup up here where your smile lines are and around here, because you don't need to. You only need that minimal bit of coverage just to make everything match.
Something I think I often get wrong is like on a daily basis, I do my makeup most days. But when I then go out, which is very rare, but if there's an occasion where I'm going out somewhere, I think I make the mistake of putting on more makeup because I think I want to look different because I'm going out.
Yeah,
So then I pile layers of makeup on, and then I actually think I don't look as nice when I see myself later or in pictures or
yeah,
whatever. Can you give some tips of like things that you can do to feel like you've done something a bit extra special or
yeah.
feel nice when you go out without layering up your foundation?
Doing a full
I
like
always
smoky
think
eye.
your skin should pretty much stay the same. So whether you're on a daytime session, a nighttime session, the actual skin stays the same. I think the only thing that should level up is eyes. So whether that be a smokier eye, a bigger lash, a darker lip, like lips and eyes are the bits to play with. I think skin should stay the same, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And talking about skin and just, foundations and all of that. Um, One thing that I have seen recently, and I haven't tried it, okay, but I want your
Okay.
opinion and see. So I usually don't wear any makeup. This is how I look 100% of the time, except when we have events or something like that or a photo shoot. Um, but sometimes I'm like, maybe I want to do something to feel a little bit more alive and I don't know, less ghost white, And I've seen like a skin tint with
Hmm.
a milky toner, like mix it together and put it on. Is that something that is only good for younger skins, or will that work
No.
with mature skins?
Yeah, skin tints are better. Skin tints are better for mature skin, because they've got all the products in that you need. Like, look for things that have got, let me try and think of the ingredients. It'll come to me in a minute. You look for your skin tints that have got products in that help with everything. They're not just coverage, they're also skincare. So skin
Like
tints that
hyaluronic
have got
acid?
skincare, yes, your hyaluronic acid, all of that kind of stuff, your peptides, everything. Make sure that your skin tints have got that in, and every time you wear them, they're just doing wonders for you. But actually, you've got that little bit of coverage. But no, skin tints are definitely the way forward with mature skin. Skin tints and light to medium coverage foundations are 100% the way forward for mature skin.
Do you recommend any brands?
I actually have a really, really amazing one that I don't admit to anybody. So this is going to be a first, but I actually hide it in my kit because nobody knows that I use it. But every single time I use it, everybody loves their makeup. That it's just glowy. It's just stunning, and it's actually the Collections Cosmetics foundation. It's like a skin tint foundation. I will find it so that you guys can
Yeah,
link it
please.
for your viewers.
Yeah.
But I think it's about £6 and I get it from Asda. They only actually do it in two shades. They do it in light to medium and then medium. That's all I can see in
Yeah.
Asda. I don't know whether they do any more online. But
This is
it
my
is
concealer. That's what I use.
yeah, so
Collection. So
Collections,
give it to
and I
me.
don't
Give me
admit it
that.
to a lot. I'll always mix it in with maybe like more like a full coverage foundation for my younger clients, but for my older clients, I think they expect me to have something along the lines of the Charlotte Tilbury's and all of this
Mhm.
kind of stuff, and I don't. I just use that all the time, and every single time they're like, "Oh my god, my skin looks incredible." But yeah, it's the Collections Cosmetics. I will find the actual name of it. I'll figure it out, but
Yes,
it's
please.
amazing on the skin.
Awesome.
I will be going to get that tomorrow.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I think, yeah,
Get it.
genuinely, I think it's about £6, and it is. I
Yeah.
don't. If people say, "Oh my God, what have you used on my skin?" I'm like, "It's a secret."
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that 100%.
Another
So
good
are there
one is
any
actually the number 7 stuff from Boots, the
Oh,
number
okay.
7
Oh
light
yeah.
to medium coverage foundations with a bit of SPF in. They're brilliant for mature skin.
I will go and check them out as well. I feel like this is gonna motivate me to overhaul all my makeup at this point. Um, one change that I've made in recent years is I swapped from using black mascara to brown mascara, and I've much preferred
Yes.
having. I think because I dye my hair, obviously, can't. I mean, it looks very brown right now, but my hair is blonde. And I've found that like my eyebrows are like quite an ashy brown, like
Mhm.
Yeah,
lightish. They're not super dark. And then I use brown mascara now, and I much prefer it on myself because I think it looks less harsh and just more like
yeah,
complementary to the colours. But I feel like when we were younger, like black, it was just black mascara, right? Like unless you were gonna do some like funky makeup and do blue or something, we
yeah,
didn't really have other options. Are there any? Because same with eyeliner now, I use like a brownie burgundy kind of
yeah.
eyeliner as well. So are there any things like that that you think people might by default use what was always used before, that they should maybe consider other
I
options or
genuinely
newer
just think
options?
I genuinely just think that black is just not the color anymore. I don't think it's that it doesn't suit you guys anymore. Like I personally wouldn't wear black eyeliner anymore. I do think it's just way too harsh. I think we are moving into an era of makeup where it is a lot softer, it is a lot more subtle, and
Mhm.
brown does suit a lot more hair colors, skin color, like skin type. Like it's I just think brown is the way forward. I don't think that it's not suiting you guys because personally, it's very, very rare that I'll do somebody a black eyeliner. I will still use black mascara just to make the lashes pop.
Mhm.
Um, but definitely for an eyeliner, it's very, very rare that I use a black eyeliner anymore. Um, Even the other day, I did somebody a really smoky eye and still used a brown in the waterline, just a darker brown. I just think it's softer, it's more flattering. So yeah, definitely. I actually don't think that it's just that you can't wear black anymore. I just think trends have changed and black just isn't in.
Yeah. I need to try that brown on the waterline and see because I'm so used to just wear black and just all black that it's true that because again, I am doing my makeup in terms of like certain colors and stuff the way that I used to do my makeup before, and also my skin tone has changed so much in the
Hmm.
last 5 years. I used to be way tanner, like darker skin, more olive skin. I am now a ghost since, COVID and not I'm working from home and not seeing the light and really white. And I'm gonna have to change to browns because probably
Mhm.
black is too harsh on me now on my skin.
Yeah. I think in
Mhm.
general, like I just said, I think trends are just changing, and it's very rare you'll see somebody with a black eyeliner and think that it looks good. A lot of the time now, it is just brown. People are going to browns.
Mm.
I was going to ask about, like color analysis. For like that blew up as such a
Mm,
thing of like people having color analysis done so
mm,
they can find out what colors are for them. And I suppose that relates to like lipstick and stuff. How much do you
yeah.
think that plays into choosing your makeup? Or do you think like, like can you use that? Or is there a way of like figuring out what kind of shades of lipstick and stuff are best for you?
A lot of the time, I would say that the biggest thing that people go wrong with is they don't use products that all go together. So they'll use a pinky kind of blusher, but then use a brownie kind of lipstick. If I was going to use a brown lipstick, I'd use more of a peachy kind of orangey kind of blusher. And the same again, if I was going to go for a more pink lipstick, I'd use a pinky blusher, just like things that complement each other. I don't necessarily think it's you or what you're wearing as such. A lot of the time, you're only looking at this section of your face. And if the two aren't matching, it's so blatantly obvious. I would just try and make sure that everything's matching. And I think, again, that's why when you go into your browns on your eyes, it's so much easier to make pinks and browns match browns instead of blacks. And like I said, it's getting all of these things to match each other, not necessarily what you're wearing or what your skin, what your hair color or anything is like. I just think it's focusing on this center of the face and making sure that all those products are within the same color range up and down the scale.
Mhm. One of the things that I have experimented with was one day I was going to do my highlighter. And I was like, I'm just going to do cream highlighter because I just felt like trying a cream highlighter that I actually got recommended in one of Sean's classes. And I was just putting on my highlighter, like it was going to be here, but I was just distracted and I did this. And I was like, oh no, I just put like 2 big blotch of like highlighter in here. I was like, okay, let's see. Okay, let's tap it out. And I was like, whoa, this is nice. I think this is better than concealer, just putting that on. Like
I
some
suppose you're
highlighter.
reflecting the light away from
Yeah.
under your eyes. It could work.
Yeah.
Could definitely
Amazing.
work.
So good. So yeah, if anybody wants to like try it, the one that I used is this beef skin.
Oh,
You cannot really see that one. But is there any products that you recommend for mature skin? Any like blusher? We know the foundation you're gonna tell us. Is there any products that we should be in the lookout for?
in general, 9 times out of 10, all of these makeup brands, they're using the exact same ingredients. So it's just finding something that's not at the top end of the scale. It's totally unnecessary. But at the same time, it's enough of a budget that they're putting the right products into that makeup product. They're putting the right skincare and everything that's going to work with your skin. I would, like I said, I would always go for cream products. So ones that I use all the time are the Made by Mitchell curve cases. You've got your bronzers and your blushes in those, and it tends to be a few different shades. They've got the light, the medium, the dark, and the extra dark. So there's literally something, and I think there's 6 shades in each. So they're really great, and they're oil based, so they're really good for blending. They just melt into the skin. You can use them with or without a foundation. I find it if I just put my moisturizer on and I don't really want any other coverage, and I just put my bronzer down here, it just melts straight into the moisturizer. So the Made by Mitchell curve cases for bronzer and blusher. Highlighter, I tend to only ever use a powder highlighter. Um, and the reason for that is I only ever like to highlight the bits on the face that are only ever going to catch the sun. One thing I did find in my makeup masterclass is they'll get the biggest, fluffiest brush. They'll go round and round and round in the powder highlighter, and then they'll just strobe up the sides of their faces, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and then they'll dust off the rest round everywhere else. What I find with makeup is I tend to do it where you would expect the sun to catch your face and the light to catch your face. So a little bit up here, just on the tops of the cheekbones, a little bit on the nose, a little bit on the cupid's bow, and maybe a tad on the forehead, either side up above the brow. The last thing you want these days is to just look like you've just got strobes underneath, like on top of your cheeks. I think highlighter is definitely moving into an era where it's really, really subtly placed. And that's why if you get more of a glowy foundation, you get that glow and that radiant look without having the strobes of highlighter. I think highlighter is definitely something that needs to be used strategically.
Yeah, otherwise
As
you're
is
just like
every
a neon.
product, but yeah, but definitely not with the biggest, fluffiest brush that you can find and just backwards and forwards, up and down the cheek. Definitely not.
I feel like I tend to get really lazy with certain makeup things that I know I should do properly. I mean, I'm pretty good with the basics. I'll use like a beauty blender with my foundation and stuff. Like I do the things that I have to do, but then I get a bit lazy with everything else. So what are the like biggest no-nos? Like give us straight the things that
Okay, so
people are doing that they
I'm gonna
shouldn't be
ask you a
doing.
question now. Your beauty blender, when was the last time you cleaned it?
I do actually clean it. So it made me laugh earlier because
Yay!
I remember when we were doing I think it was our first podcast that we'd filmed, and we did it in person at that hotel
Oh
and we were
yeah.
getting ready. And I admitted that some of my makeup was like years old. So when you said earlier about the thing people having makeup for years and years, I was like, not me. I am getting a bit better with that. But yes, I do clean my beauty blender, but not as
How
much as I
often?
should. It's not very often. I mean, once a month
Okay,
maybe, which is
once a month. So
not
how
good.
many times do you do your makeup a month?
Nearly every day.
Okay, so let's
Getting the
say
bacteria.
that, well, not even bacteria. Forget the bacteria. We're not even going to talk about the bacteria because I'm sure you know that the bacteria is not a good idea. But I'm just talking about the amount of product that is on that beauty blender, that
Yes.
then you're
Yeah.
putting more product onto it
Yeah.
and putting it on the face. Like
Mm.
you're building up so much product, and it sounds daft, but forget the hygiene for a minute. You're putting, I always use a brush only for hygiene reasons anyway, because I find it really difficult to be able to clean a sponge or beauty
Yeah.
blender in
They
between
are
clients because
hard.
you just never know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
inside of them. So I would always use a
Yeah.
brush. But 9 times out of 10, I'm using a brush to apply it, and then I'm using a clean brush to take off the excess. Now, if you're just using a beauty blender that you've used for the last 30 days with 30 days worth of product on, and then you're wondering why there's too much product on your skin and it's going into those fine lines, that's why.
Yeah.
So it's always about using products really strategically, and just if you're if you're using 30 days worth of foundation on that beauty blender, and also I bet you use that same beauty blender to blend in your bronzers, to blend in everything, you've got every color and every shade of concealer and everything. You're laughing because I know it's true because they all do it. You're using that same beauty blender for concealer, for foundation, for bronzer, for blusher, and you wonder why it's your makeup's not sitting right. It's because you're applying it with 30 days worth of products.
I'm gonna get 30 beauty blenders. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna on a
Or
day.
just get
And
the
then I will
best thing
soak
you
them
could
all in a
get
bucket.
is a foundation brush and some Clean. So some alcohol spray and a foundation brush. Then all you need to do is every single time you've used it, spray it with the Clean, rub it onto a towel or a paper towel, and it's instantly dry and it's instantly clean. Like it takes less than
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I do. So I have alcohol spray. The reason I
Mhm.
stopped, so I have a foundation brush somewhere in my like makeup. Like I've got like a makeup box where everything is that I don't use on a daily basis, and then I have a makeup bag with my daily stuff. But I find like, how do you do? So with the foundation brush, for me, I find that it doesn't blend as well. Like it's liney. Like I feel like when I'm
Yeah,
doing
that's
it,
because you're swiping with it. So a brush should still, I always pat with a brush on the face and anywhere where I want to really disperse that product. So from here downwards, that's when I'd swipe just to disperse that product to really let it blend into the rest of me. But always on the face, you would always pat. I'd get like a flat kind of dense foundation brush, and so that you can just constantly pat it on the skin, as opposed to swipe. Never ever ever swipe on the face, because like you say, you're ending up with lines, you're ending up with uneven product. Always pat it into your skin, and that's why, again, put it on the back of your hand, work it into the brush, pat it all over the top of your hand, work that product into the brush, then work it onto the face. So again, you're getting rid of product, or you're evenly dispersing the product onto the brush, or necessarily the beauty blender. It's harder with a beauty blender, but you see it all the time. You see it with influencers. They literally just get the foundation bottle and squirt it on the face, or the concealer wand, and just swipe it across the face. It's just way too much product. So yeah, always, always, always back of the hand, and always pat into the skin, work it into the skin, work it into those lines, work it into the pores, everything.
amazing.
just for you, I'm gonna retry the brush and I'm gonna update
Yeah.
everybody. I'm gonna trial the brush for a week. and see if I can be converted to a brush.
But yeah, always pat into the skin, never swipe with the brush, always pat.
Yeah. Is there anything that you talk about or mention or teach in your master class for mature skins that we have not mentioned that you want people to know about?
Trying to think now. Um, hmm. One, like I said, makeup does go out of date. That seems to be one of the biggest things. When I do these mature makeup masterclasses, they've either stolen the makeup palette from their daughter that she doesn't want anymore. And again, even just your powders go out of date. They gather dust, they gather skin. Like, you think every time you put your eyeshadow brush into that palette, then back onto your face, they're taking the oils and everything off your face back into that product. So over time, if that palette is even 2 years old, 3 years old, you just, there's so much bacteria and so much dust and so much, and also products lose their pigment, they lose their blendability, they lose what they're meant for. It sounds daft, but even just food, like food starts to disintegrate and starts to just go all horrible. That's what your makeup products are doing. They won't blend as easy. So sometimes you might actually just find that if you can't blend something and it's just not sitting right on your skin, it's because the formula's oxidized and it's done, it's bad, it's gone sour.
It's out
If
of
you were to
date.
rebrand that product, if you were to rebuy that product, it would probably sit a hell of a lot better on your skin than the one that you've had in your makeup kit for 5 years.
Yeah. And everybody will be like, oh, they just made a new formula. And
Yeah.
no, it's the same
No.
formula. You just like had it for too long.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to be
Okay.
a new woman after this with
Yeah.
my brush, all my new makeup. Stop putting curdled products on my face, like curdled milk.
Curdled. Yes, that is the perfect word to use. Curdled.
So if anybody wants to take your courses or anybody that is listening wants their daughters, granddaughters to just go and have one of those learn your face classes, where can they find you?
So I'm on social media at Ohel Makeup Artist. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram and Facebook. I do a lot of in-person masterclasses. I'm based in Nottinghamshire in the UK. But I also do one-to-one sessions. So if somebody wanted to come to me and do a one-to-one session of Learn Their Face, they absolutely can. I don't do anything online at the moment, but it is something I'm working on. There's a few things in the pipeline happening. If anybody does actually follow me, they'll realise that my brain is like a ping pong ball and I'm always doing something. But it is something that I have started recording. Makeup looks that I'm going to put a voiceover to so that people can then watch those things online. But I think the best thing is either to do an in-person makeup masterclass. That doesn't have to be with me. I mean, I was only talking to makeup artists today. Like, there is enough women on this planet that every makeup artist has enough clients that if you were to find your local makeup artist and say, do you offer makeup masterclasses? 9 times out of 10, if they do all kind of makeup, so let's say bridal, for example, on a wedding day, you will usually have your young flower girls, your teenage bridesmaids, your bridesmaids from anywhere from 18 to 30. You then have your mothers of the brides and you have your grandmothers of the brides. 9 times out of 10, bridal makeup artists, they see every type of skin type. So get in touch with your local makeup artist and see whether you book in. It doesn't have to be me. I don't have to sit here and sell it to you that you can only have to come to me in Nottinghamshire, because there's a million makeup artists out there that are willing to give the advice. A lot of the time, if you want tailored advice, you will have to pay for it. Because at the end of the day, this is a profession. It's not our hobby to be a makeup artist and just give out information. But at the same time, it makes me feel good that I'm making someone else feel good. So if I can give out a little bit of information, like coming on here today to tell you all my hints and tips, I mean, I can tell you all the hints and tips in the world, but 9 times out of 10, I'll still do your makeup better. So I know I'm not losing anything. So either get in touch with your local makeup artists, search online to see what you can come up with. Obviously, feel free to come to me in Nottinghamshire, but I get if you're in Scotland or in Cornwall, the Midlands aren't quite as accessible for you. And yeah, just even like I said, get in touch. I'm always on the end of my DMs. It might take me a week to get back to you, but at the same time, if anybody wants any product recommendations, I'm always here. So yeah, they can just find me anywhere.
Lovely, lovely. So thank you so much for coming and speaking to us. And thank you so much, everybody, for listening to another episode of the Females Thriving Over 30 podcast. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.